Imagine being betrayed by the person you trusted most, your own spouse. What if behind the quiet surface of a newlywed life, a cold and calculated murder was being planned? This is the chilling true story of the Gadwal land surveyor, whose disappearance shocked two states, unraveling a web of deceit, illicit affairs, and a deadly conspiracy. Today, we dive deep into how love turned into a deadly trap, and how technology and tenacity brought justice to light. The story of the Gadwal land surveyor. Murder begins with 32-year-old Ganta Tejeshwar, a private land surveyor from Rajavidi in Gadwal town, Telangana. Tejeshwar was a young professional working in the real estate and land surveying business. In December 2024, his life took a complex turn when his family arranged his marriage to 23-year-old Aishwarya, also known as Sahasra, from Kalur in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. Initially scheduled for February 13, 2025, the wedding faced turbulence when Aishwarya suddenly disappeared days before the ceremony. Upset by her unexplained absence, Tejeshwar's family called off the wedding. However, Aishwarya later reached out to Tejeshwar, apologizing and explaining that she had been staying with relatives during her disappearance and felt remorseful for the disruption. Despite concerns from Tejeshwar's family, he decided to proceed with the marriage. The wedding took place quietly at the Anjaneya temple in Bichupalli on Tudiwana, May 18, 2025, with family members reluctantly attending. Shortly after the marriage, Tejeshwar became increasingly uneasy. He noticed Aishwarya frequently communicating with a man unknown to him, which fueled suspicions and created tension in their relationship. This unease set a dark backdrop just weeks before tragedy struck. The case genuinely began to unravel on the evening of June 17, 2025. On that day, Tejeshwar was last seen leaving his home in Gadwal after getting into a car. He never returned. Alarmed by his disappearance, his brother Tejvadan filed a missing person report at the Gadwal police station the following day. Authorities quickly launched an investigation. The first actions by the police involved reviewing CCTV footage from various nearby locations. This footage confirmed Tejeshwar getting into a vehicle, confirming he was abducted rather than having left voluntarily. The community reacted with shock and concern, rallying around the victim's family, while rumors and speculations swirled. Police faced early challenges in the investigation. Some witnesses were reportedly uncooperative or hesitant to come forward, perhaps intimidated by the case's complexity and the people involved. Conflicting narratives emerged regarding Tejeshwar's personal life, especially his marriage and Aishwarya's mysterious behavior. Family members were divided, with some supporting the investigation while others remained silent or doubtful. Further complicating matters was the cross-jurisdictional nature of the case. While Tejeshwar's home and disappearance were in Telangana, the murder scene and parts of the investigation extended into Andhra Pradesh. This required coordination between different police forces, which initially slowed progress. A major turning point came when the police discovered a GPS tracker attached to Tejeshwar's motorcycle. The device, purchased online, was being used to monitor his movements. The investigation also revealed there were over 2,000 phone calls between Aishwarya and a man named Tirumala Rao, a 35-year-old manager in the home loan wing of a non-banking financial company, NBFC, based in Kurnool. This connection hinted at a complex web of deceit and conspiracy. Authorities recognized that this was no ordinary missing persons case. The evidence began pointing to a premeditated murder involving multiple conspirators, blending emotional betrayal with financial motives. Police focused on unraveling the relationships and roles among those closest to Tejeshwar, while also piecing together digital and physical evidence. The rising tension in the community and amongst investigators was palpable as the shocking truth slowly emerged, setting the stage for a chilling unraveling of one of the region's most haunting crimes. On June 17, 2025, the meticulously planned murder of Ganta Tejeshwar unfolded. What was supposed to be a routine land survey His day's work turned into a deadly trap orchestrated by those closest to him. Aishwarya, his wife, and Tirumala Rao, her lover and financial manager, conspired to eliminate Tejashwar. Tirumala Rao leveraged his position at the NBFC to manipulate a group of hired killers to carry out the gruesome act. The three principal gunmen, Nagesh, Parashuram, and Raju, from the underworld in Kurnool, all played a role in this conspiracy. The killers befriended Tejashwar, posing as land buyers interested in his survey work. The GPS tracker attached to Tejashwar's motorcycle allowed the conspirators to track his movements precisely, ensuring they could strike at the right moment. CCTV footage showed him entering a car near Krishna Reddy Bungalow in Gadwal, driven by one of the hired killers. That day, after luring him under the pretext of surveying land at Yaravali and Gadwal, the assassins executed the plan brutally. While Tejashwar sat in the front seat of the car, the killers slit his throat with a sickle, killing him swiftly. His body was then transported and dumped into the HNSS canal near Sugalimetta, under the Panyam police limits in Andhra Pradesh's Nandyal district. His phones were discarded in the Krishna River to destroy evidence. The scale and cold precision of the crime shocked the public. The police soon identified the prime suspects: Aishwarya, Tirumala Rao, and the trio of hired killers. Aishwarya's mother, Sujatha, was also implicated as an accessory, having helped facilitate arrangements. Even Tirumala Rao's father, a former sub-inspector in the Andhra Pradesh Special Police, was found to be involved indirectly. Phone call records revealed the intense coordination among conspirators. More than 2,000 calls, traced between Aishwarya and Tirumala Rao, discussing plan details and confirmations after the murder. Financial transactions showed Tirumala Rao financing and paying the assassins. During investigation, police uncovered confessions from the accused killers about the method and planning, including prior surveillance of Tejashwar's routine, analysis of the murder vehicle, forensic evidence from the crime scene, and witness statements tightened the case. The motivations behind the crime emerged clearly. Tejashwar was an obstacle to Aishwarya and Tirumala Rao's illicit relationship. They sought to continue their affair free from interference, possibly aiming to gain control over assets related to Tejashwar's work and property. The relationship matrix was tangled further by Tirumala Rao's initial affair with Aishwarya's mother, Sujatha, who worked as a sweeper at the same NBFC. This complex web of relationships revealed layers of betrayal and desperation. The crime's execution exemplified the dangers of mixing personal vendettas with financial manipulation and criminal means. It also showcased the evolving methods in crimes: use of technology such as GPS trackers, digital communication, and organized hitmen for contract killing. Public shock turned towards outrage as the story of a husband, murdered with cold precision by those closest to him, unfolded. Law enforcement agencies intensified their efforts with tight surveillance and collected irrefutable evidence to bring the conspirators to justice. The breakthrough came swiftly once the police obtained and analyzed the digital data, GPS tracker logs, and staggering phone call records, glowing with incriminating communications. On June 25, 2025, coordinated raids across Telangana and Andhra Pradesh led to the arrests of 8 suspects linked directly to the murder. Among those arrested were Aishwarya, her lover Tirumala Rao, her mother Sujatha, and the 3 hired killers, Nagesh, Parashuram, and Raju. Additionally, Tirumala Rao's father, Tirupathaya, who was a former sub-inspector, and a mason named Mohan, who helped track Tejashwar's movements, were also taken into custody. Investigators revealed that Tirumala Rao had planned and financed the murder, using his NBFC position to arrange payments to the assassins, believed to total around 5 lakh rupees. Forensic evidence linked the car used for abduction and murder, as well as weapons and other incriminating materials recovered during the raids. The police built a strong case based on digital forensic evidence, witness statements, and the killer's confessions. Legal proceedings started quickly. In court, the prosecution detailed the conspiracy and methodical planning, using call logs and messages as key evidence. The defense for Aishwarya tried to argue she was emotionally manipulated by Tirumala Rao and disputed her full involvement. However, the recorded calls revealed active planning and acknowledgement of the crime by all involved, strengthening the prosecution's case. Testimonies from the hitmen described the murder execution vividly, removing any doubt about premeditation. The court found all major accused guilty, handing life sentences to Aishwarya, Tirumala Rao, and the 3 hired killers. Sujatha received a reduced sentence as an accessory. The verdict sent a strong message about the consequences of betrayal, conspiracy, and misuse of modern technology for criminal purposes. The case deeply impacted the communities of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, with mourners expressing relief at justice, but profound sorrow for Tejashwar's brutal death. Media coverage spurred wider conversations on the dangers of illicit affairs and contractual murders facilitated by technology. Law enforcement agencies noted the importance of cross-state coordination and the strength of digital evidence in unraveling such crimes. This case became a reference point for handling digitally enabled contract killings in the region's justice system.